Word. Okay, so you are here at the, what is this? Chaos Community Weekly Meeting. That's where we are. It's Tuesday, October 7th, and I'm really happy to see everybody here. Glad you came to tell us about your scary movie experience. Seems like none of us are really big fans. Somebody somewhere is, because this is, it's a big industry, so yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know who those people are, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. Just some updates for everybody on the working groups. If you haven't heard, the funding working group meeting is canceled this week. If you didn't know and you were planning to attend, you should not attend. You have a free hour back to yourself. Communications working group, we've struggled with getting everybody together, so we're just going async for that meeting, or the meeting's off the calendars and we're just going async. The Slack channel's still around. So there's that. The project managers working group, we've moved that to inactive and we've archived everything. That one also is one that we just struggled with inactivity. So we just went ahead and decided to go ahead and make it more official. We took the meetings off. We've made it inactive and archived. We can always bring these back. Oh, you know, we don't delete anything. We can always just bring them back if there's a revival in interest and availability and capacity for folks to work on this stuff. And then finally, the AI alignment group that we talked about last week is officially a working group. So if you would like to join, here are some resources for you. A super, super interesting meeting. Georg was in there. Don't think anybody else from here was there, but it was super interesting. And yeah, we're kind of figuring out what we want to accomplish with the group and the direction that we want to take. So we have, I think, 4 different options that we talked about last time. So if you would like to get in on the ground level at that group, that now's your time. Now's your chance to do that. So really interesting stuff. Okay, I'm going to pause and see if anybody has questions about anything.
All seems reasonable.
Pretty straightforward. Okay.
We do this pretty regularly, like just kind of reflect on the groups that are doing things,
Yeah.
not. So it seems well within.
Yeah, especially as the calendar gets more crowded, it kind of just makes me think of like, okay, are we overdoing it? Because like some days, I think Wednesdays and Thursdays, you know, there's like a string of 5 meetings or whatever. Just want to make sure we're, yeah, as new ones added, we kind of make sure we're all
Yep.
focusing on stuff. Okay, CHAOSScon EU. Woo! We have some news for people who have not heard. We do have a date. FOSDEM has been confirmed, so we have been confirmed for January 29th in Brussels, of course, to be 2 days before FOSDEM, so it's that Thursday. We are looking for some volunteers, so if you are interested and have the capacity to help us with that, we would really love it. It seems like we have kind of the same group that, you know, does it every year. So we'd love to get some new folks involved and give that opportunity to other people. I tried to mark here which ones would be virtual and on-site. So if you are planning to attend, you know, Master of Ceremony or social event organizer, Mary Blessing has offered to do this, but we are looking for a backup just in case she's not able to get a visa, because we all know how tricky that process can be. So here you go. If you are interested, you can put your name here. We'll add you to there's a channel that we use to connect with each other, async. And Sean has his hand up. Go ahead, Sean.
I was just going to nominate Georg to be the backup MC.
Georg, how do you feel about that?
Backup MC. I'm already doing the CFP. I think it's
All
time for someone else.
right, all right. I was trying to get a low-hanging fruit there. It's fine. We could solve this later.
Do we
I
know what
can
it's gonna
I can provide coaching and support.
There we go. Perfect. Thank you.
Mary Blessing, would that be okay?
She's on mute. I don't know if she realizes it.
She might be in a place where she can't talk.
I think we should.
That's, move on.
Do we know
Sure.
where it's gonna be yet, Elizabeth? Do we have like a thought? And it was mostly tied to the social event stuff too.
Correct-ish. So Georg has found a very cool place in the center, the central district there. That is super cool and a really neat space, would be perfect for CHAOSScon. And I think they're doing a bunch of open source stuff there that week. So Georg has been emailing back and forth with the organizers, CCing me. I think we're waiting to hear back from them, right, Georg?
Right now, we are waiting on the CHAOSScon committee to discuss whether we want to do this. So if you're okay with it, we'll take some time during the regular meeting now to present what this place is.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, you all may know that CHAOSS is using the Open Collective for the finances. And the Open Collective is also used to organize and pay for the Commons Hub in Brussels. So this is a co-working / event space that is completely run through Open Collective. So all the finances are public and they are very much interested in hosting events, bringing people in, very connected to open source. I was there last year at FOSDEM for an event by Open Collective where they were sharing the updates because there's some changes that are happening in Open Collective. And I really like the space. They have one big room, and we should pull this up. Commons Hub, Brussels.
Do you want to share? You want to share?
I'll share my screen. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just pulling up the website, and they have a really cool. Where is it? And it's right in the center of Madrid by the train station.
Brussels.
You mean Brussels, right? Yeah.
In Brussels, yeah.
Close.
Madrid, huh? I wonder what he's planning.
This isn't this is a different, didn't they used to have a different area too? I feel like I've been to like an Open Collective thing at like a really old venue. This looks a little different, which is cool.
Yeah, so this is the big room
Okay.
that when it's set up in theater style can host about 80 people. And then they have smaller spaces.
Looks great.
Yeah, then they have these smaller spaces on the side where we can host the workshop. And we can rent the whole floor. They have partners for catering.
Looks great. Especially like
Oh yeah.
the
Look at
big
that.
room.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
80
this is the big one, the
Okay.
Ostrom conference room. And then there's the kitchen, another room. So yeah, it's
Okay.
quite the interesting space.
And you said they're planning on doing like a whole week-long thing. Do they have space for us to do our thing? Like, do we still have control over all of the CHAOSScon stuff?
That's where we need to have a conversation with them. The only information I have is that they are starting to think about doing this whole week of activities. And my guess is we can have one day and basically make that day the chaos day within that week.
And it looked like we could get 3 rooms. Like not only the big room, but an room for Augur, a room if needed, a room for Grimoire Lab if needed, and then I know that Claire for the stuff she's doing with Curious was also looking to get a room that she would pay for. But so it seems
Yeah.
like that was completely good.
Yeah, it looks great.
Do you have a sense of price compared to the other one?
Yeah, I was just looking for this. So here, if we look at this pamphlet, this is where it is. So we have the city center, Brussels Central is right here. So you walk out of the train station, you cross the park, you're already in the event space. Oops, this is backwards. Commons Hub. This is the layout. We have the Ostrom conference room, and then the Satoshi white rooms. Those are the ones that we were looking at. And the price for renting is 100 euros per hour. So if we do an all-day event, what is that? 10 hours? No, we're not doing 10 hours. But it's 1,000. So it's cheaper than the
Seems
Bedford.
it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. And we might do 10 hours if we do the social there.
That's right, yeah. And that, so this is for one room, and then the other rooms, this is one of the conference rooms, that's 250 for the whole day.
Wow.
So very reasonable price.
Yeah,
Wow.
very reasonable.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay.
Sold.
And compared to what we got, feels
And
like
this
it's
is for catering, and 5 euros for the whole day, coffee and tea, that's,
That's really amazing.
Per person per day.
Per
Yeah.
person, but
Yeah.
yes.
I think that Bedford was like, I don't know, maybe 13 or something, 15. I mean, it was
more.
definitely not that.
Sweet. And then
I
app they
got
have the app.
fancy bread buns.
Fancy what? Bread
Bread
buns?
bun.
Buns.
That's what it says right there. I don't even know what that is. But they're fancy.
It's a translation failure, I think.
But then look, the
Cheap
social
bread
event can be right there too. Because they had drinks
And we can have bread.
and fancy bread.
It's available.
yeah.
Looks great.
I will also
I-
just add that, sorry, Georg, that they seemed so awesome in those few emails that I saw between Georg and they were just very, very kind and seemed really excited to do whatever that we would want, you know, if that makes sense. Like they seemed really flexible, whereas the Bedford, not so much. They're not very flexible on anything, but yeah.
Yeah. The Commons Hub coordinator wrote back and said, dream big, tell me what you want to do. We'll find a way to make things happen.
I'd say do that.
All right. Well, this seems like a kind of a no-brainer. I
Mm.
mean, it's an I don't know, just seems to make all the sense in the world. And to
Yeah, and
not,
it seems to fit really well with, you know, kind of the overall chaos vibe and yeah. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to talk with Claire also, make sure she's okay.
I would suspect she'll be thrilled to have somebody tell her that it's all taken care of and all she has to do is pay a little money. But I don't know.
Well, thank you, Georg, for finding that and bringing that up. Looks awesome. So
And
I
our-
guess next steps are to reach back out to them and start to confirm things, would you think?
Yep, I'll respond to them, say, yep, we talked about in the committee and we would like to move forward with renting the space. We'll need the main room. We're thinking about 3 breakout rooms for different topics. And we are also interested in catering for the coffee, cake, and we are thinking about
Right.
hosting a social. What could that look like? So I'll tell them the big picture, what we could imagine, and I'll keep you in the loop, Elizabeth.
You can add me to Georg. I don't mind helping here where I can.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt.
It's because I think it will tie. I can probably help with sponsorships again, but it just seems to kind of tie to that. I was just looking at our open collective account. We have $3,500 there right now, and I
Yeah,
recall with like the ticket fee, whatever we end up charging, $50, and then or whatever it might be, plus sponsorship, we can usually cover the cost of the event with everything that we bring in. I feel like we
right.
usually break even.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Georg. That's amazing, exciting. For those who've not seen the announcement, we did open the CFP this week. So if you're interested, please submit an abstract before November 2nd, 2025. You have a few weeks, but not a ton of time, so
I should
get
just,
on it.
are we, should I still wait on the set on date, Georg? I mean, we can't really change that, can we?
Which date?
Like the Chaos Con date. What, like they can host us that day. Is that correct? Like I want to make sure that they can.
That was what they said, that the
Okay.
date
'Cause
should work.
now I
I
can go
will,
back to Google. They needed a date for support. I tried to send
let
it to them,
me
the
just
prospectus without a
confirm.
date. Okay.
I'll validate, confirm, and I'll put you in CC so you're first to know.
Okay. Because then I can wrap that up on the sponsorship side of things, at least there, which is really cool. So awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I think we probably have more flexibility on the venue than we do on the date because there's a thing in Paris on Wednesday and then
I
the
figured.
event on Friday. So
Okay.
I don't think we have much choice on the date.
I think you're right.
Hmm.
Okay. Great.
I
And
mean, we do, but people just
when
might
I
not show up.
we are a staple in the FOSDEM week. When I talk with people, they always ask me, "Are you hosting again the Thursday before? Because we're planning our event around chaos." And okay, yes.
All right, very cool. I'll wait for that confirmation, but as soon as I get it, sounds like it's all good.
Great. Thanks, Matt. Do you still want to do the sponsorships? I guess I should ask because we kind of had that as a volunteer, but if you are wanting to kind of run that again, I don't know.
Like the more the people that can help, like so like in the past, I think Dawn, you have made connection, you know what I mean? Like I think there was a connection that you brought in the past. I know Georg has done it in the past. Like I've done it in the past.
So
Some
maybe someone to just help kind of.
Yeah, I think if we just keep kind of bringing it up, then
Okay.
we'll know that it's there and something.
Yeah, that's
Obviously,
something
like,
anyone can help with, but I think it needs to be led by someone on the finance committee because we're talking about money, which can get difficult in.
that's fine. As soon as I mean, I can help. Like, I would end up probably no matter who was like leading it, probably helping on the back end anyway, just in terms of like how to get the money to open collective and how the billing needs to be done. But I'd prefer it if like I wasn't the one just kind of only doing the thoughts on who to reach out to, but I don't think that's been the case over the years. Like everybody's always been really thoughtful if they know somebody that might like to sponsor the event. That's great.
And where do we find that CFP again? Is that, or sorry, not the CFP, the sponsorship prospectus? Is
It's
that like from the site?
yeah, it's in
Then I'll
here.
just grab it there.
Let me just make sure that it works because I think it does, but yeah.
It should be all good and updated.
Yep.
And see, I tried to just have January 2026, and that was we just need to update that.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, awesome. So again, if you've not submitted a CFP, well, I'm sure nobody has yet because we just literally just released it this week. So just work on your abstracts. You can submit here. We are also looking for reviewers. So if that's something that is of interest to you, we would really appreciate some help with that, because that's a lot of work and for a small group of people. So the more the merrier. We would really appreciate that. And we do have a LinkedIn post if you are one of those folks who are on LinkedIn and want to help boost that signal. We would really appreciate that. And I think Georg put in some language in Slack in the general channel too, if you're not sure what to say or how to do that. Thank you, Georg, for that. Okay, any other questions, comments, discussion about CHAOSScon? And David has his hand up, go for it.
Hi, I might get to go because of the Claire Curious stuff is going to be in Dublin and they're talking about funding us to travel. I have never been to FOSDEM or to CHAOSScon. Do you have any thoughts about advice about CFPs or anything? I'm also happy to volunteer if I'm able to go, but I don't want to commit because it's all very iffy right now.
FOSDEM is an experience.
Yeah,
It
it's
is unlike any conference you have ever been to.
It's
You're not
a little-
selling this well, Dawn.
a little cold.
No, I
but
love it. I love it. And it has its problems.
I'm sure it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
like all events.
I really should just write a blog post about this because I talked to so many people about it, but it is very different. So the FOSDEM itself has no registration, so anyone can show up. It tends to be overcrowded. There tends to be lines getting into the developer rooms, which is where the talks are. So generally what people do is they will pick one that has a room that has lots of talks that they want to see and camp there all day and bring lunch with you because there's no lunch breaks and there's only a couple of food carts and the lines are very, very long for lunch. So bring food, be prepared to either wait in line or camp out in one of the rooms. But it is the place where all of the people get together for open source, and it's very community oriented, and you can have lots of really interesting conversations with lots of interesting people. What some people do, they don't even go to the talks. Like some of the Baturgians kind of camp in the kitchen, like the cafe area, and just hang out and talk to people. So you can do that too, but it's you just have to be prepared for it to be very, very much like a crowded university setting as opposed to a corporate Linux Foundation kind of setting. So it's just expect crowds and a little bit of chaos with the 1S variety. But it's great. I love it. I go every year. But I think if you know what to expect going in, I think it's easier to handle the chaos. I'm also happy to chat about this more. I don't want to take up all the time in the meeting.
I appreciate that. It's good to know.
Yeah, sounds like it's not a thing I should do based on choices.
How about CHAOSScon? What are you guys looking for like talks or for CFPs? Okay, read the thing.
Okay, RTFM, got it.
No, that's not what I was trying to say. I was just gonna see if
Sorry.
we actually said that on here. I don't know that we actually say what topics, do we?
Oh,
Just the format.
Generally, if it's roughly about stuff that we work on within CHAOSS, it's generally fair game. I would say there's a whole list of the previous CHAOSScons. I would have a quick look there and see some of the stuff that we've presented. We've talked about programs that we have, like the education program was one of the talks that Peculiar and I did at the last one. There's talks about different technologies. People talk about how they use the metrics. People talk about how they use the software. It's kind of a little bit of everything. The only real rule is it has to be kind of chaos related or strongly chaos adjacent.
Perfect, thanks.
Yeah, and all those schedules are still on the website under this event's previous CHAOSScons. So if you want to do a deep dive, David, take a couple hours and just go through it. Okay. Good questions. Thank you, everybody. Anything else before we move on? Really quick. Okay. Um, y'all know how I feel about daylight savings. Yeah. It's my bane of my existence. It's that time again. Just gonna start mentioning it every chance I can because it is always a source of confusion for folks and it sucks and I'm so sorry that it is what it is. But we're gonna do what we can to make sure everybody knows what time things are happening. Yeah, so to Dawn's point, there is a week in between when Europe changes and when the US changes. Australia's already changed, so some people will never change. So yeah, it is what it is. The way you can tell if you are in a place that does not observe daylight savings, the way you can tell if your meetings are going to change is you can go to any of the events on our calendar, click on the event. So we'll just click on the weekly here. This is how you tell. This meeting follows daylight savings for this time zone. So that means when this time zone changes, that meeting is going to change for you. Most CHAOSS meetings are on this US Central Time, which means November 2nd is the day that that's going to change. Those folks who are in CHAOSS Africa and CHAOSS Asia meetings, those do not change at all. So so if you're not in Africa or Asia and you do change, those meetings will change for you. So yeah, very confusing. We'll just do our best. The calendar will keep you updated. So just my advice to you is pay attention to the calendar, make sure you're subscribed and not just adding things to your own personal calendar. We will also try to, notify you all in Slack when something's happening. Here's also a list if you want to see when people are changing. If you're a working group leader and you kind of want to see where your people are and when they might be changing, this is a pretty good list right here. I don't think we do have any conflicts this time. I think we've done a pretty good job of avoiding that. I looked through the calendar yesterday and I think everybody's okay to keep with the Zoom link you're using. So there are already a few conflicts on the calendar that have their own Zoom channel, whatever Zoom link. And I think that will suffice, but I'll keep watching. And if we do have a conflict that arises, we can sort that out. So there we go. Questions about daylight savings?
It's a pain.
Such a pain, such a pain. Yeah,
Can we
and
get
there's,
rid of it?
sorry, go ahead, Georg, sorry.
Can we please get rid of it?
I mean, I would
Please.
like to, like immediately.
I will vote for that anytime that comes on a ballot anywhere near me. I will vote for that, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well, if anybody does have questions about it, you can just send me a message on Slack and I'll help you sort it out because I know it's really confusing and it's a pain. So yeah, I'll be happy to help. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on to, if you missed it, we are doing a few things with Hacktoberfest. We have a couple of groups who decided to host a couple of events. This is pretty cool, this technical writing workshop that the technical writer folks are hosting, a 3-hour workshop to get folks interested, who might be interested in doing some open source documentation, how to do that. Yeah, so this is the official MLH website. It's going to be on Saturday, October 18th. They do have a doc right here that talks about it. There's an agenda already with some guest speakers. So it's a very cool event. So congrats to those folks who are organizing that. Amazing work. And the design folks are also doing a Twitter/X space through the CHAOSS Africa account. So that will happen on October 17th as well. And that's all in the blog. If there are other things that I missed that your groups are doing, just let me know. I'll be happy to either add it to the blog or we have a Hacktoberfest 2025 Slack channel. We can also drop it in there because we're encouraging folks to join that channel too for any up-to-date stuff. So if you decide to even tag some issues in your repos with the Hacktoberfest tag, we'll be happy to help promote that. Just let me know. Any questions? Okie dokie. One final thing I just wanted to mention in case you missed it, we do have a new CHAOSS cast. Thank you to Don and Bob Kellen and of course Harmony for recording this. It's on the Demonstrating Organizational Value Practitioner Guide. Don, did you want to say anything about this?
No, it's a nice, snappy, like, 22, 23 minutes. So if you want just an overview of the practitioner guide and don't want to read the whole thing, you can hear Bob and I talk a little more about not just the guide, but we also talked a little bit about our experiences demonstrating organizational value at various companies that we've worked in as well. So it's a quick overview. If you'd rather hear us yap about it instead of read the guide, it's a good way to do it. And we have one of these for most of the guides. We still have a few that we need to record, but we tried to record a podcast for each of the practitioner guides. So write a practitioner guide and then you get to record a podcast about it.
And Don, about 10 minutes before this meeting started, I submitted a PR to add that to the doc, a link to the CHAOSS cast to the doc. So.
And merged.
And merged, yes, I
All
love
set.
it.
Thank you for doing that because I forgot.
Yeah, no worries. I just realized that we hadn't done that yet, so I was like, oh, and it's already
Yeah.
been merged. I love the efficiency. Amazing. Okay, we have 12 minutes. What else? I guess we do have some reminders we could remind everybody about. Oh, I already reminded you about this Oktoberfest thing. Here are some upcoming conferences, some CFPs, some conferences to attend, all kinds of events. If you are in, ooh, here we go. Anticipating, yes. Thank you, Georg. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So, Peculiar has been on my case to get this done for quite some time, and finally it's recorded and ready for especially review, so that if we can improve it, we can still improve it. The video is about 13 to 14 minutes long. I was trying to keep it shorter, but the more, there's always more to be added. The introduction course starts with what is Grimoire Lab and talking about the use cases, really trying to pick up anyone who is new to the technology to give a sense of what is possible, where has it been used before, why use Grimoire Lab. And then the second part of the introduction is if you want to start using Grimoire Lab, here are some things you need to know, from configuring repositories to starting the data collection. It's not a full-on tutorial. Here's how to do it, but there's some pointers to get you started and looking in the right direction.
Great work. Thank you, Georg. I'm sure that will be a very popular one to be watched. So thank you for doing that. Oh, and there's the link. Amazing. I also wanted to just give a quick shout out to the Education Project for reaching 100 users in the space. So that's awesome. We have 100 folks who are getting some value out of those Moodle courses. So kudos to Peculiar for just continuing to champion that project and being an amazing leader for it. So good work to everybody who has made a video, who's contributed to videos, written scripts, whatever role you played. It's really, really awesome to see that. Any other final thing in our last few minutes that we want to chat about? I'm not leaving space for CHAOSScon committee folks just because we did all the things, I think. and we don't really need to meet after this, right? I think we're good. And again, if you do want to volunteer for CHAOSScon, just let me know. I'll add you to the channel and you can figure out how you want to volunteer, how you want to help. Okay. All right. Well, everybody have a good rest of your week. We'll see you here next week. Bye.